We're going to talk about finding the area of regular polygons. I'm going to give you a little bit of a different formula and a different way to complete these problems than they explain in the book. So we'll start off with the basic shape of a hexagon. You'll see I already have one drawn here. So a couple things that we're going to do first. They give us a side length, and when we're talking about a regular polygon, that means that all my sides, oops, let me get this on here. That means that all my sides are going to be the same, so that all of these sides are, whoops, oh boy, are all, sorry about that, going to be 10. Okay, and we know that a regular polygon is going to be a shape that is drawn inside a circle. So if you think about it like this, and I know this is not the prettiest. Okay, I want you to imagine, oh boy, that's really bad. Imagine that there's a circle that goes all the way around. Like this, okay? Where each part of the hexagon lies on the circle. And we know that in a circle has a center, and then we know that a circle also has a radius. So if I'm looking at all these points, I have a radius here and a radius here. And do you see how that makes a triangle? This triangle right here. So I'm going to notice here is my triangle. Now, would it make sense if I go ahead and I'm going to say I'm going to draw in the rest of my radii? And notice how that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 triangles. It gives me 6 triangles because I have a 6-sided figure or a hexagon. So what I'm going to do is if I can find the area of one of my triangles, then I can find the area of my whole hexagon because each triangle is going to be the same and each triangle is going to have the same area. So I just basically need to know how to find the area of a triangle. So I know that the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus in on this pink triangle, make it a little bit bigger, and find the area of this triangle. So here's my triangle. Now the first thing I have to find, they already tell me that this side is 10. So the next thing I have to find is this part right here, which is called my central angle. My central angle is equal to, think about it this way, in a circle there's 360 degrees, so to find out how much this whole angle is right here, I take 360 and divide it by the number of sides, which in this case is 6. So I do 360 divided by 6 gives me 60, which means that this angle right here is going to be 60 degrees. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to split my triangle in half because this part right here represents my triangle height and this part down here represents my triangle base. So if I take my angle and I also cut it in half, that means that this angle is 30 and this angle is 30. When I draw in my height, that always crosses at 90. So now I'm looking at something that is a 30, 60, 90 triangle. Now you should remember we learned about a 30, 60, 90 shortcut. So I'm going to draw in my 30, 60, 90 shortcut. Now across from my side 30 is going to be my value, my value A. Across from my 90 is going to be my 2A, and across from my 60 is going to be A times the square root of 3. So here's some other things I'm going to notice. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to focus just on this triangle, which is the same as this triangle. Also note when I cut and I draw in my height here, that cuts these in half. So this side is 5 and this side is 5. So if I'm just looking at these blue triangles, I know that this 5 matches up with this A. So that means that my A value is equal to 5, which means that this side is 2 times 5 or 10. And this side is 5 times the square root of 3. Now I have all of my information. I have now my triangle height. I have my triangle base, so I can say that the area of one of my triangles is 1/2 my base, which is 10, and my height, which is 5 times the square root of 3. So we're just going to multiply this out. What's 1/2 of 10? 1/2 of 10 is 5. What's 5 times 5? That's 25. So one triangle has an area of 25 square root of 3. But we're not done yet, because that's the area of one triangle. We need to know, I want to know the area of a hexagon, and a hexagon has 6 triangles. So I say that the area of my hexagon is equal to 25 times the square root of 3 times my number of triangles, which is 6. So I want to multiply the numbers that are not square roots. So I do 25 times 6, which gives me 150 times the square root of 3. You can leave your answer just like this, or you can multiply it 150 times the square root of 3 and tell me how much approximately it is as a decimal. Which if I do that, I do the square root of 3 times 150 is approximately 259.81. I would accept either one of those answers. In Odyssey Where you can just type in 259.81 in the help box, or you could do the drop and drag of 150 times the square root of 3. So let me know if you have any other questions on how these work. All these problems you do the same way. You just want to see if you can find the area of one triangle and then multiply it by the number of triangles that you have. And the number of triangles that you have will always be the same as the number of sides of your polygon. Let me know if you have any other